meditation call for May 6th, Wednesday, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. Just a couple of things there, and I'm sure most of you who are participating with Tradera, I'm sure you're aware of the Zoom information. I know that Zora sent out, Jane sent out an announcement for the call special for our group at 4:30 p.m. Eastern today. So any of you who don't have that information, it is real quick. It is at 4:30 p.m. and you can go to Zoom, ZOOM.us, and you can put in the ID number, which is 4740886406, and the password is SHARK, all capital letters, SHARK, like shark in the water. And again, it is zoom.us, and the ID number is 4740886406, and that's 4740886406. And you can listen to it and participate Q&A session. And you can also dial in, phone only, no video, at 646-558-8556, 646-558-8656, and it's the same meeting ID. So we're going to have, I've already established a separate Tradera line for our communication. I don't care to have it mixed in with this meditation line. So I'd rather have it separate. And so we've done that. So those of you, I'll be giving that information out at the call today. And then those of you that need it can email me and I'll send it to you. The new call number and the new access code. And I just want it separate from the meditation call. We talked a lot about, and we will again tonight, about some things about creating value and building wealth. It's very important for this civilization and to the new existence. So we want to make sure that people are on the same page as we transition, because we're in a massive transition right now. And I receive a lot of information from people experiencing the transition in their own way and in their own direction. There'll come a time where each of us will look back, will choose to look back at our entire life. And I'm not talking about going into the past and bringing things into the future. I'm talking about reviewing our entire life and examining ourselves. Now, our mind may say at this time you were a success, and at that time you were a failure, as you review everything. And each of us are truly the only ones who will determine how we feel about ourselves. And this is based on how much we can love and accept ourselves. Every time our mind judges something as wrong about you, it is an opportunity for healing and deeper spiritual growth. You get to expand your perspective on reality and see that your life is much bigger and brighter than what you believed it to be. Understand that the mind, the ego mind, is always there. And the wonderful thing about that is that we have identified and acknowledged. That's part of it. Excuse me. It doesn't mean that we can just, ignore it, because that's not possible to ignore it, because it's part of us while we're in these bodies. So, when we look back at our lives, we'll see that some situations matter more than others, obviously. And there might be that one special person in your past who you wished you opened your heart to more, shared your vulnerability with, spent more quality time with. There may be things that you did and said which you need to forgive yourself for to be at peace inside. Now, whatever it is that you feel that you failed at in your past, you have the opportunity right now to change it. That might sound strange, but it's true, because each and every one of us are not dead just yet. We're not. We haven't ascended out of body just yet. There is still time. And each of us can choose, in our own way, in our own direction, to change how we feel inside about ourselves and our past. And we can take action and have an inner healing conversations that will liberate us forever. Now, it's up to us. It's up to each of us. No one's going to force you to do this. No, you aren't going to be chided or tricked into it. It will be your conscious awareness. And this is part of our inward journey. And when you look at your past, which you have already experienced, you're doing this, why? Why would you do this? You're doing it so that you can finally lay to rest any of the issues that you have dragged with you that continually pick at you off and on, that'll surface off and on in your present moment, in your now. So, when you go to bed tonight, before you fall asleep, take a look back at your past. Notice where you feel shame, blame, dread, loss, failure, or some massive pain of suffering. And this is for those who are with themselves, who are moving more and more into loving themselves, to this, and where that ego does not interject fear thought that you create into reality, where you will negate this and ignore it. So you won't do it, and that's your choice. But notice where you feel shame, blame, dread, loss, failure, or some massive pain of suffering. Feel deeply into these pains and give them your full heart's attention. Breathe into them and give them space to be there. And notice what story you're holding on to that is making you feel this way. This is all part of our journey within us. That's what it's all about. I'll share something. When we do choose to leave these bodies, you will have an essence and a knowing through your experiences. Now, doesn't it make sense to each of us that we clear ourselves for our new paradise, for our God planet? That we don't bring any residual or unattended business, so to speak, with ourselves. And it's only with us. It's only with each and every one of us. It is nothing else. And it is for us to finally move into peace totally with ourselves and forgiveness. so that you'll discover and you'll notice what stories you're holding on to that is making you feel the way you feel. Perhaps you think you could have done things differently. We do that. We all do that. We sit and say, I could have done this different. I could have done that different. I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. And none of us are exempt from it because we all do it. And we are blaming ourselves or blaming them for making you feel a certain way. So we either blame ourselves or we blame others for making you feel a certain way. Now, understand something. No one makes you feel but you. It's no one makes you feel but you. So it's how balanced you are with yourself internally as you journey within you, as you go within. It's all dependent on how you are with you. Nothing out there. Okay? Because if the more balanced that each of us become with ourselves, in our own way, in our own choosing, the more that the superficial external stuff will melt away. It won't exist. We'll understand, why would I carry that? See? And as we do this, we use the time to find peace with those people in our life, including ourselves, who we desire to forgive, who we need to forgive. Ourselves, number one, and anyone else. And this is even if they have ascended out of body, or in the 3D matrix, dead. I prefer to look at ascended out of body, because we're not dead. The body becomes inert and we move out of it. So this is even with those who have left the body. So imagine you picked up the phone, you're having that actual conversation with them that leaves you feeling emotionally complete inside. Now, you cannot do this for the ego mind. This is the trick. A lot of us will try to do certain things similar to this, and we believe that we are, but we're not delivering it from the heart mind. And you know the difference. You can feel the frequencies. If you look at you, if you view you in gentleness and kindness, you'll say, this is coming from, I can tell it's coming from my ego mind, not my heart mind. There is a difference in the frequency. And at this point, you should know what that frequency is. How it feels when you deliver from the ego mind or the heart mind. So, you could pick up the phone and have this conversation with those who have left the body that you feel that you desire to forgive, to move into peace with. Or you can have the conversation when you're by yourself on your couch or somewhere. Turn and just act as you're talking with them. Okay? You don't need to do it on the phone. You could do it in person. So, when you're having this actual conversation with them, yourself and those who have left, who have ascended out of body, that you wish to say you're sorry, you forgive, and it leaves you feeling emotionally complete inside, and it will. It's all about finding the inner peace within yourself. And believe me, when I say they want you to find peace too, because that will bring them more peace inside. You see how this works? Since we are all connected, we are all gods, and we're all particles of existence, and we're all connected intimately. And just because we we view this matrix, this construct, and I mean when we view it, we're looking at it from a different frequency. We're looking at it from fifth dimensional frequency. So we're looking from the outside in now. But when you realize that this whole thing and this is about making sure that everything has been tended to. Okay? And it goes, they feel what we feel what they do. They feel it differently because they're not in physical form. We feel it differently because we're in a physical form. Now, when they leave physical form, they don't remember a lot of the things. Because you lose that when you leave the physical form, the body, biological form. Now, for those relationships who we don't need to forgive, think about what is that new relationship, what is like that will make you feel more intimate, connected, and alive. What are the things you absolutely cannot talk about yet deeply need to? What are the things you absolutely cannot talk about yet deeply need to? Ask yourself that. What little things bother you that they do or say? And I'm talking about other people. Which you need to let go of. Make it all about you, not them. Make it all about you, not them. Each of us have the power to change ourselves. It's not our job to change them. It isn't our job to change them. Even though we are pulled by our ego minds to do so. None of us are exempt from it. And another thing that is so important, do not start blaming yourselves of them. Do not start blaming yourselves of them. This may very well be the most powerful week to date of your life. Take the risk to be real, to be courageous. We all can do it. And when we have those scary conversations that liberate us today, think about how good each and every one of us will feel inside tomorrow. Get rid of those burdens and start communicating that which will bring you to forgiveness and true peace inside. As I keep saying, it is always about you, not about them, not about outside of you. It is about you. And that's how we all move in through forgiveness and obtain or move into peace within. And if you look back and notice that you feel stuck, working at a job that does not make your heart sing each morning, then it is time to look for something new right now. Ask yourselves this very important question. If money and time were not issues, and I had the power and creativity to succeed at anything I wanted, how would I help the people of this world? Okay? I would like each of us to ask ourselves this very important question. If money and time were not issues, and I had the power and creativity to succeed at anything I wanted, how would I help the people of this world? Now, if you cannot get any ideas, think back to your childhood. What did you do that made you happy? Think about this now. What did you dream of becoming when you were innocent and fearless? Now after this meditation, or later in the day, take 20 minutes to type out what you think this world needs to become a better place to live. If you could wave a magic wand and transform this world in any way, what changes would you make? What would they be? And whatever answers that each of us find are perfect for us. And to change your career, simply look through your list and find out which one makes your heart sing the loudest. And then take inspired action steps every day towards making it come to life this week. There are no limitations to the self except those you believe in. There are no limitations to the self except those you believe in. Seth. There are no limitations to the self except those you believe in. And if we believe in it, we're going to create it. If you believe in something, heart and soul, you're going to create it, no matter what it is. So, this meditation is simply put self. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure most of you are, or we all are. And the first thing that we want to do is to relax our bodies. Can't do much when the body is all stressed out, worried, fearful, apprehension, hurried, expectations, attachments. So relax the body. Talk with the body. Most of us hold our shoulders tight. We don't know it because we're so used to doing it. And then we make a conscious effort to say, okay, shoulders, time to drop. You get in the habit of doing that too, by the way. You become more consciously aware. And it also connects you with your body more. See? So you become more aware of your body. That's a good thing. That's a real good thing. And so as you do this, you look at yourself and you say, okay, body, we're going to just let go here. We're going to relax. And remember, your frequency is from the heart mind, not the ego mind. So you let it flow. Period. You let go. And you release. Tenderly, gently, kindly to yourself. And the body will respond. It will relax. Stress is the biggest destroyer of our biological forms. So doesn't it make sense that we do everything we can consciously to eliminate that? And only you can. No one else. Only you, as you travel deeper within on your journey. So as you relax the body, you can even go from finger to finger, toe to toe. Wherever you want to begin to let it go. You take your index finger and you very lightly touch the parts where you want to relax the body. And you say from the heart mind. You point your finger at your heart, you keep it there, and then you point to the area, you touch the area with your finger on where you want it to relax. You'll be amazed on what happens. So as we relax the body, we move into the now. And the now is all we have. We don't have the past. The past has been lived and experienced. We don't have the future yet. We're building that. We don't take, and some people do, it's not a bad thing, that some people will take their past and they'll bring it into the future, and they'll create their future from the past and relive the past in that future. It's not something that would be recommended. So in the now, remember, we still the mind. And what does that mean, stilling the mind? Well, the ego mind is constantly at us with all kinds of thoughts flailing around in all directions 24/7. See? And the mind doesn't, I'll tell you right now, our minds are not disciplined. They're footloose, fancy-free. They're run in every direction. And we all know that because we experience it 24/7. That's why so many in this country and around the world have insomnia. That's why you'll see more and more products trying to alleviate that. Because of the incessant noise that we experience. So in the now, in the moment, in the space between heartbeats, you stay in the now, the moment you're in, whatever it is you're doing. You focus on your breathing. You focus on the now. I don't care if you're washing your hands or scratching your arm. You focus on that moment. And you'd be amazed, if you aren't already, how the noise and the chatter is subdued, is relaxed, and how you feel. So in the now, relaxing our bodies, we want to breathe. And in the now, remember, we are creating our future. In the now, in the moment, we're creating our future. The danger is that if we allow our ego mind to take us into the past and wander off into a future that doesn't exist, we will ignore the now. How can you design your future when you ignore the now and either live in the past or wander into the future? So the now is super important. And we want to breathe. We want to breath in through our noses and breath out through our mouths. And we take a nice, easy breath in. And visualize this. You want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. You want to literally, as you breath in, pull it up through your chakras. Pull it up through the center of your body. Visualize it through the heart-mind. You're pulling it up through the sacral chakra, which starts, those of you who don't know the sacral chakra, starts with the groin. And it moves up through all the different chakras. It goes all the way up to the heart chakra, goes to the throat chakra. It goes to the third eye chakra, which is the forehead, and then it goes to the crown chakra, which is your all around the top of the head. And as you pull this up, you feel it as you pull it in and pull it up all the way up over the brain. And as you do this, for about 3 seconds, you condense it. You pressurize it into pure liquid energy, pure consciousness. And when you do this, as you're doing this, you say, I am light, I am love. Or I am power, I am God. I am peace, I am gentleness. However, whatever you want to use, and those vibrational frequencies to sustain and condense this liquid, and then you release it. You release it all over the pineal gland. And instead of the pineal gland being a shriveled prune, it begins to expand. It is the gateway to all the particles of existence. It is the gateway to pure consciousness. And it is the gateway to beyond consciousness. And I believe it's quite important. So as we breath in, we do this at least 6 times. We bring it back up, out. We condense it and form it into liquid frequency, pure energy, pure consciousness. And then we release it over the pineal gland. Because the time will come, as we practice this, that the pineal gland will begin to open fully, and you will start experiencing the direction that you have never in a billion years experienced in biological form, where you can literally travel all the particles of existence and to know that you are one with them all. have the ego mind, we all know that. We address the ego mind. The ego mind, you're not in charge here. I am. So please take a seat. And you'll feel a wave or a release, a freeing feeling in your chest, in your heart mind. You'll feel a freeing, a lightness, so to speak. And it doesn't mean that ego mind is not back a second later doing the same thing. But you're aware of it now. You know how many of us are not aware of it? That we don't have the knowledge to counteract it in gentleness and kindness and love? That's a big step forward. Always operate from the heart mind. Practice, practice, practice from the heart mind. It's easy to get lethargic and lazy and leave it alone and then be literally seduced back into the ego mind control. So we're breathing in divine positive energy through this whole process. And divine positive energy is pure consciousness from source creation. Communicates to us 24/7. Now, many don't know that because they're operating from the ego mind. But those of us through the heart mind know this. We feel it. Comes in, and it's a word, self. Self-realization. Self-love. Self-happiness. Self-forgiveness. Self-gentleness. Self-kindness. Self-tranquility. Self-benevolence. Self-gentleness. Self-humbleness. Self-bliss. Self-joy. Self-peace. It has always been about the self. And isn't it funny? We play with these words on this planet, and then everybody believes they're meant to say a certain definition. And so then we create the definition into reality. So you say self-ish. You split those up. Self-ish. So that gives you the connotation that, well, I'm a selfish person. You should be. We're not talking about the selfish where you don't care about anybody, you don't care about yourself, and you're wallowed in a hole, and you're angry and disruptive towards others, and greedy, and so on and so forth. We're talking about self. You. Love. You. Happiness. You. Joy. So that's a good selfish. And what we're doing is you're affecting the whole, the one, greatly. You don't know it. It's difficult for many to wrap their heads around that one. That's why they embrace it with their heart rather than their head. And it is true. The more you elevate yourself and the love that you are, and the joy that you are, and the bliss that you are, and the gentleness that you are, the more you are affecting all around you. Why do you think they have tried so hard for hundreds of thousands of years to continually try to separate us from ourselves? Through distraction. It has always been within us, and it shall always be within us. Now, we have others with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. And yes, this is a civilization, and they vibrate at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. But we do see them. They do appear in humanoid form at times. And if we're conscious, and we operate from the heart-mind, we will embrace those messages that they give us through verbal conversation. Or they'll just stare, and you'll pick it up. Now, they've been with us since the beginning, and they're consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest of deepest, eternal gratitude. They love us, and we love them. They are part of us, and we are part of them. We are all the one. Pure consciousness. Now, we also have the Ascended Masters. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, many, many, many more. Now, they have ascended out of body and hold God form. What is God form? It's a very high frequency of deep eternal love and pure consciousness. So they're around, and they help us. They assist us. You know what? I love it. I love the fact. I love them for that, because they're part of us, and they help us every day. And all we have to do is say thank you. We don't have to do it. We choose to do it. So if we choose to say thank you, when you say thank you, that vibrational frequency is wonderful. And I thank them for assisting. Does that make them omnipotently more than we are? Absolutely not. They're on a journey. We're on the journey. We're all on the same journey. We just have different paths, and we master certain ones, and others we begin to master. Some we are mastering, some we have mastered, and some we begin to master. They're consciously aware that they're of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest of deepest, eternal gratitude. Doesn't it feel good to really deep inside to know that there is no way, shape, or form that you will ever be lonely or alone? That is the ego mind controlling you and your heart mind. See, with us, if we can't see something, we believe it's not there. If we can't see, feel, and touch someone, they're not there. Because that's all externalism. So when we begin to move within more and more, deeper and deeper, we begin to embrace and understand ourselves, that we're vast, that we're connected to all things. Have you ever sat and had a conversation with a blade of grass? Have you ever sat under a tree and had a conversation with a tree? You'd be amazed on what happens. It's phenomenal. Have you had a conversation with your pet? Probably. If you have one. Everything's alive. You know why? Because it's part of us. We're part of it. So all of us that are here together, the archangels and the ascended masters, we all form a circle of light, a halo. It's a vibrational frequency at the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia. In this now, in this meditation. So as we do this, we become a brilliant light. We don't hold physical form. We are just the light. And this is a light unlike that which we see on Earth, because its density and its expanse and its depth is 1 billion times brighter than the sun in the solar system. So as we do this and we form this, we begin to levitate ourselves up above the planet, and we start to move. And as we do this, we are in a gossamer field immediately. The gossamer field's everywhere. And the gossamer field is massive, vibrantly colored, reflective lighting. It's glitter, but it's also like little mirrors reflecting this beautiful, and all of these rays of light. literally bathing this gossamer field. So we have the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael, which is a column that reminds us that we're the healing power. We are the healing power. Then we have the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael, which this is a column that reminds us of our power, our true power, our true strength, our true resolve. We also have the white fire. This is our spiritual armor. We create it. We sustain it through high vibrational frequency, through the journey within us and operating through the heart-mind, through pure consciousness of source creation. And when we do this, we sustain such a high vibrational frequency of deep eternal love and gratitude that any low matter frequency or low survival matter frequency or low dark matter frequency can even come near us without being vaporized. Now, we choose that if we lower ourselves into lower frequencies, we lower ourselves enough, we drop our armor, and we allow these low vibrational frequencies to come in. It is only our choice, and this is what's so important about us being consciously aware. And this is so important about our journey within us. So if this happens to all of us, but as we become more cognizantly aware and pure in consciousness, it becomes lessened to the point where it does not occur. We have the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that if we do this, we bring it in and we transmute all of these low vibrational frequencies into neutral light substance. And we send it off to pure consciousness where it becomes no more. Now, we also have the violet ray. This is a column that reminds us that we can bring in the violet ray behind the purple transmuting flame, and we can then purify and cleanse, bringing in deep eternal love and deep eternal gratitude and gentleness and kindness, and lift our frequencies to the highest of highest highs of deep eternal love and gratitude. You realize how empowering that is to know that? It's spectacular. Should never be taken for granted. That we have the ability and the power to do this for ourselves. And as we do it for ourselves, we're affecting everything, everyone, in the highest of vibrational frequencies. So we have the golden white pink light. This is the deep eternal love and gratitude. It's all, it's the bliss, it's everything. It's pure consciousness. It's that which created us. It's that which creates all things, the universes, everything. And it is called the One. And we just begin to continue to levitate. And as we do, those of us holding physical form step outside of our bodies, float above them effortlessly. And as we do this, all of us are compelled to crawl out to all of the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest eternal love, from the highest, deepest eternal love, and the highest and deepest eternal gratitude, can join us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and they come in the googolplexes. One googolplex fills this entire universe. They come in the trillions of googolplexes from every direction, every angle. Arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs, and they are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one, and we are the love, and we are the God. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all of the inhabitants of Agartha, inner earth, hollow earth, beneath earth, all of these civilizations, many, many, many of them, and only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest of deepest, eternal gratitude, can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one. And we are the love. And we are the God. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all the galactics, all the off-worlders, many, many, many civilizations. We are only familiar with a fraction of them. The Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Sirians, many, many, many more. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest of deepest, eternal gratitude, can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the billions, and they have assisted us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. They're gods with our gods with theirs. They're with us now in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one. We are the love. And we are the God. Or, as you say to yourself, I am the one. I am the God. I am the love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime, in all lifetimes that we have inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest of deepest, eternal gratitude, can join us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one. And we are the God. And we are the love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere. And it continues to intensify. And it continues to expand. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms, on and above and below this planet Earth Gaia, and this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. Just to name a fraction of them: the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the Pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, many, many, many more. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest of deepest, eternal gratitude, join us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. And they come in the trillions. Shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations of which many we've never seen before. And arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs, they are with us now in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are in the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one. And we are the God. And we are the love. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere over 2 years ago. It houses all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Over 800 meditations in perpetual motion. Its frequency is of the highest high. It is of the deepest eternal love and gratitude. It is of the gentleness, the kindness, the generosity, and the bliss, and the joy, and the peace, and the humbleness. And it is of tranquility and benevolence. This is why it can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify. And it continues to expand. It is because we send it more love and more frequency every single day. We also look and we see this massive column that we've created. It is larger than the solar system. From the top It has an eternal pouring forth of the golden ocean. And we each are the drops of that golden ocean, and we each hold the essence of that golden ocean in our drop. And it floods us. The meditative sphere, the column of the golden ocean, floods us all, inside and out, head to toe. Both our etheric bodies and our biological bodies. Feel the vibrational frequency and the blending of that which you are. You are being saturated, bathed, and flooded with the love that is within you. See it in your heart mind. You are being flooded, saturated, and bathed from the love that you are. Through the sphere, through the column. And it is self. You. Self-love. Self-gentleness. Self-kindness. Self-joy. Self-bliss. Self-happiness. Self-prosperity. Self-benevolence. Self-tranquility. You. Self. We look down upon this planet Earth, Gaia, and we see all of our brothers and sisters. In fact, we experience them all in all life, the highest value in the universes. All things, on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia. In this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. They're being lifted. As we discover ourself, our God, as we surrender more and more every day to the love that we are, they too are being greatly lifted and affected effortlessly in deep eternal love and deep eternal gratitude. And they too eventually will make the journey within. They will not fear. They will embrace. And they will hold their heart-mind at the center of their self. And they will continue to intensify. And they will continue to expand. And we all are the one. And we all are the love. And we all are the God. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. day, into the evening, into the night, and the following morning. Go in and look over anything as you've existed in this body that you're in, this life. Anything that is unfinished with you. And forgive. And whatever you desire, and the way to do that in your own way, in your own direction, is to embrace yourself. Maybe interactions with people, doesn't matter, whatever it may be, look through all the way back to your childhood and then move forward. It's kind of like a permanent house cleaning. And only you can do it, no one else. And we will be back here tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on this line for the Time for Change calls. We're going to discuss the factuality outside of the matrix of the new financial structure of the planet. We're also going to discuss a continuation of awareness that has not been spoken about or discussed amongst the civilization, probably, for the most part, the last few million years. So you may want to bring us something to write hard copy on. And we'll also be back here tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, Thursday, 2020, to continue our global guided meditation call.